Hey, my friends. I'm very excited to share this deck with you. This is a 2022 modern Marseille style deck called the Estrella Tarot or Estrella Tarot by Estrella. And I will leave her information below. I believe it's her, but if it's not, I apologize. This is such a great deck, and I'm really delighted to share it with you. And any lack of enthusiasm in my voice is purely coming from the fact that I'm very tired today for some reason. But I just want to dive in and show it. I love it. It is, I think, going to be very, very interesting to a lot of folks for a lot of reasons. It is a modern, multicolor, in the sense of color palette, multicultural Marseille deck with just again, really great stuff. A lot of everything is. This is a deck that came from France. It actually came relatively quickly for international shipping, which was really nice. And it's an independent deck, so you can get it from the creator. Again, I'll leave their info below. And it's fantastic. Love it, love it, love it. Love the whole thing. Love the bag, love the shoes, love everything, love it. This is the back, which I like a lot. There are some famous faces in here. I'm not going to really get into that too much. I don't know if the bulk of them are famous faces. They're just ones I definitely recognize. But it is not in the Marseille color palette, which will delight many of you, and I quite like it a lot. Obviously, we know who that is. I just think it's fabulous. This may be my favorite High Priestess ever, or Papess ever. It's not a card I particularly like in most decks, but love her. Love this Empress. Love the Emperor. I mean, I really just love the deck. There's really very little I can say that I don't love about it. I love the deck. It's just soup to nuts, fantastic. Here's the very queer lover card, L'Amoureuse. So we're getting just across the planet, across the spectrum, just so good. I'll walk through it, and I'll do a layout of them, so you can see them in a layout. But I would say the only critique I have of this is the cardstock is very thin. On the edge of precariously thin. Now, because of that, shuffles super well. So that's a good thing. I'm always a little nervous I'm going to bend a card when I have a deck with it's cardstock. It's not paper, but it is like on the edge of that line. But again, I just that's like the one thing I could say about it is like I wish it were just a touch sturdier. But again, like it's such a small thing, and it shuffles really well as a result. So I'm not talking a whole lot about the deck itself because I just love it. Like, it's Marseille, but it's like it's just all the things that I talk about on this channel. And the color palette is just so cool. I just love the vibrancy of it. I love the way the titles are sort of scattered around different cards. Like, stylistically, it's giving me, like, obviously Marseille, but it's also giving me kind of Dame Darcy Mermaid Tarot vibes, too. And sort of hand-drawn, and, you know what I mean? Like, just so, like, well thought out and creative, and, like, traditionally, if you look at this, you kind of get the four elementals of the gospel, but this is obviously much more contextually appropriate. So I just think, it's so, like, I don't know, I just love this cow with earrings, you know what I mean? Like, it's so good. And so then the pips are Marseille pips, but the color palette is completely different. And the fauna, of flora and fauna are different. So, like, here we have palm fronds, different kinds of flowers. The suits they have largely a consistent color, but they don't go all the way through that way. There's like one or two cards in each suit that kind of deviate from the norm, which I like. And even here you can see like the blue shifts. So we had like one pink Wands card, then we moved to blue, back to blue, darker blue, now we're into green, back to that original blue, now to purple. Like, for like purists, you may not enjoy that, but I am not a purist and I dig it. So now we get into the courts. Same deal with the courts. Just really, really adore it. This is giving me Marty McFly. I'm not sure if that's who that's supposed to be, but you can see just what a delight all the images are. I just really love it. I can't wait to sort of bring this places and read with it. I'm very, very, very obsessed. Very obsessified with it. So we get these rich pinks now for cups, these sort of elephants. It's just so good. I've been so lucky lately with the decks, between the Taroki 23, the Taroki by Mr. Freeborg, the vintage edition that I showed, Tarot des Ambiguïtés, this, all of which are international creators, and all pip decks. So I just am like, this is candy for me. This is like pip deck heaven lately. Just so enthusiastic, and I love, for some reason, like Marseille in the winter just sort of works for me as a thing. But this is summer right here, and I just dig it so much. Like, I just don't have enough positive things to say about it. I love it. I guess, like, as a personal thing, like, I like the occasional sort of nod to famous people or well-known people. Sometimes that it feels like when I read for others, I sometimes have to explain. They're sort of just depicting the character, but that doesn't reflect, in my way of reading them. But just so good. I just love the peacock feather here, and this dark sword suit. And we go right to yellow. I'm just really, really loving it. I also am noticing there's a little boop dot on the cards, which you can use to indicate reversals if you read reversals. Which I don't anymore, even with Marseille. If you read Tarot on Earth, I did back then, and I give you a whole method for doing it. Honestly, over time, I found I didn't need it. You know what I mean? Like, I just was getting all of the nuance from working with multiple cards and experience and context. And so, but there's nothing wrong with doing that. You know what I mean? I have zero critique of that. So, but I do, I'm just pointing out that I don't really use reversals ever in any system anymore. I guess the only thing I do is with Sibylla, but I don't even really read Sibylla very much anymore. Little dot. So now we're in these, like, cowrie shells for the coins, which I just think is such a great addition. Something that is, I don't know, more specific to this deck. Something that has a tradition outside of, certainly, Euro Tarot divination. It is a divination tool as well, and just so specific, and this may sound weird, but also sort of feminine. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's sort of the coins are the earth suit, and of course to have sort of this somewhat vaginal depiction of the cowrie shell is just kind of appropriate as well in its way. You know what I mean? As the Mother Earth. Not to say that the Earth is a particular gender, and is, to me, the Earth is absolutely non-binary, as are all kind of deities. But you get my point, hopefully. So I love the pink turtle with lipstick. Come on, Eileen. So I'm digging this. This also serves some qualities of the Fortune Queens decks. From color palette to sort of focus. Let's shuffle and just do a little drawsy poo. But yeah, I mean, I'm adoring this. This is absolutely... can you sort of see how bendy? It's like super bendy. I don't feel like, oh my god, all at risk. It's very bendy. And that's a good thing for shuffling. It does make me tempted to order another copy, just as a backup. But I say that I've never needed a backup copy of a deck I've ever ordered, and a lot of times I end up giving them away. I have some that I've never opened. I will occasionally, if I know it's going to go out of print, just in case I lose a card or whatever. And that's sort of my thinking here is, if I bend a card, if Ash stops selling it, and it does come from France, so it takes some time. But, legitimately, I've never needed a backup deck. And I do, I gave a friend my backup copy of the Shimmering Veil, yeah, I'm trying to think of decks that I have backups of that I wouldn't give away. I have a backup of my World Spirit, which is actually the original is sitting right there, of the Llewellyn edition, in its original packaging. That I have kept, and would keep for that reason, because it's out of print, although I also have the new indie edition, or the original indie edition. I think Madame Onsa may be working on a new edition of that. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a very long-winded thing while I shuffle. So yeah, I mean, just nothing but joy for this deck. Oh look, we're getting all hearts, all cups. So I clearly didn't shuffle very well. But what a just beautiful color scheme, right? You know what I mean? It's just so vibrant and exciting, and definitely going to be attractive to the people we read for. So I love it so much. I'm very, very happy. I don't know when in 2022 this came out. I know I knew it was happening because I went to find the deck and discovered I was following the creator. So I must have found it at some point and said, oh, I need that, and then forgot about it, as we do. And then Duff Tarot, I think, posted it fairly recently. And I was like, oh, right. Need, want, have to have. And was definitely on a deck buying crusade in a way. We're getting more face cards here. And I'm very, 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 very happy it's here. I kept checking the mail, waiting for it. And I just am dazzled, gagged. I love it's sending me all the gay slang that we've appropriated. Well, I'm gay, but that we've appropriated from... I won't get in that. Anyway, the Estrella Tarot by Ash. I will leave again their information below. Cannot say enough about this gorgeous Marseille deck. I think for everyone who is Marseille curious, but doesn't like the total white Europeanness, who doesn't like the color scheme, who doesn't like reproductions, who wants something fresher, this is it. I would love to see this get picked up for mass market for no other reason than just to make it easier to get. So anyway, yeah, that's it. Be good. Talk soon. Take care. Be good again. And yeah, good times. Love this. Bye.